Mani Padme Om. Mani Padme Om. Greetings to you. One who serves here. Shoshana is here. And we are ready and gearing up for your next year, your New Year's Eve celebration and the new year that is coming. And we will just give just a bit of a hint here what a year this is going to be in terms of truth coming forward. Get ready, because it is going to be quite astounding at times. But we will save that more for your New Year's Eve celebration here. We are ready for your questions if you have them.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Good. I was just wondering if it's true that President Trump actually got the booster shot for vaccines. I didn't think that he had any vaccine yet, and I've heard that he had the booster. Just wondering if that's true.
There is much information and misinformation that is being brought through here. And the truth is somewhere in the middle, we will say here, in terms of there are things that are going on, as you have heard many times, behind the scenes, behind this one that you are speaking of, that he is working in a certain direction, and he must work both sides of the coin here, you might hear here. And he is needing to do certain things to bring about a certain occurrence and various events that are building up here to bring about the more full change, the more, we will just say the more change that you have been expecting in terms of your announcement over the airwaves in many various ways. You call it the EBS system. It is all building toward this. So whether or not he has taken the shot or not taken the shot is really not important here. Even what he says to the people at this point is not important, other than he is playing a role here. He is playing a role. Now, at times it appears that that role is leading to the other side, to the dark side. And at other times he plays the role that is leading to the side of the light. So he's playing both sides here to bring about a great announcement that is still yet coming. Okay, and Shoshana, maybe you add here.
We can share, dear brother. Do you wish us to share?
Always, always.
Dear brother, we are going to step out of bounds here and hope that we do not receive karma for this. But we will tell you unequivocally, this one did not receive what you call the booster shot. He did not receive this. Namaste.
Thank you.
Very good.
I thought it was code for something. I still don't know what, but I think still is code for something.
Yes.
Very much so. Much is coming forward in the times ahead here. So be ready. It is going to be quite astounding as to many things that come forward in terms of your the so-called vaccine, which is, of course, not a vaccine as you understand it, and many other things that will come forward in terms of truth and bringing about more full disclosure of everything that has been happening up to this point. We are ready. Another question here.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay. It's another one of these crazy, is this true, is that true? I heard an explanation for this vaccine that anyone with DNA connecting to the dark is what's going. And I don't know if that's true, but Gene Decode had put that out, and I was trying to wrap my head around it, and it could be possible because anything's possible at this point. So I just wanted to see if that was something that was some truth to that.
First of all, you have to understand that those of you and your DNA processes are changing. And those that are not changing will not continue on in this evolution here in terms of moving up into the higher vibrations of the higher dimensions. They cannot. Their DNA is not changing to allow them to move up into those higher vibrations. So therefore, you are seeing the disconnect that is happening between the two sides here, we will say. Not speaking about the other side that Archangel Michael gave in terms of the straight path here, but the one to the left. And it is true that their DNA is not changing and will not be able to withstand, we will say, the higher vibrational frequencies that those of you have been preparing yourselves to be able to withstand here. Not only withstand, but thrive within it here. Okay, and Shoshana.
Dear sister, may we share?
Please do, please do.
Dear sister, the one who serves in many words simply has stated that this one is correct. He is not a purveyor of misinformation. He is a straight shooter and tells the truth. Namaste.
Great, I thought so. Thank you so much. I had a feeling it had something to do with that at the higher level, at the higher, at a wider view, that this was a way for that element to leave, or some ones that couldn't go forward to leave. Thank you.
Namaste.
Always know that if you look at things from a 3D perspective, you will remain in the 3D perspective. But if you look at things with eyes that open up wide, in terms of your third eye opening up wide to the higher vibrational frequencies, then that's what you will see. And you will understand, and many of you, all of you, at some point here coming up will understand all that has been happening up to this point and why it has been happening. You will have the full truth coming forward. We are ready. Another question here, if there is one.
Yeah,
I have a question.
Okay. Oh, you go first.
Okay, thanks. The quantum financial system, is it accurate that it will be able to read people's fields of energy in order to know how to allot the money, or who, you know, if somebody has currency, for example, will their aura or whatever be read so that they can get the money, as opposed to going through people who might want to disperse it themselves?
What you are speaking about is more of a higher level technology that you will not come into initially here as this quantum financial system takes hold. And it will be more of a transition from what you have now, although a great transition, and it will be quite different than what you have in terms of the background of it all, and how those of the banks and all of those that work with the money and things like that will not be able to steal from those of you any longer. They will not be able to do that. So but what you are speaking of is in terms of consciousness and consciousness connection. And that is all a process that you will be moving toward in the times ahead, more fully down through the transition here. Okay? Shoshana?
Okay,
We
so
have something to share here. May we share?
yes, please.
Dear sister, all that you speak of is in the forecast for this quantum financial system. And it will be dependent upon, as one who serves has given, the consciousness of mankind. And in addition, the light quotient on the planet, you see. The higher the light quotient rises, the more this new technology can take hold and be introduced into the stream of consciousness that results in a higher level quantum financial system, you see. As one who serves has given, it is a process. It will begin, and as the dark leaves, as the evil is quelled and no longer can exist on your planet, the light quotient rises and the quantum system will introduce technology that was not available due to the light quotient not being high enough, you see. This is all a process. Namaste.
Very good. Would there be any other questions here?
Yes, this is Lorelei, dear ones. So I want to follow up with some information from the advance. I'm currently in the inquiry of what to do next, where to go next in terms of bringing forth my highest contribution to the world while also bringing forth the highest level of prosperity. At the advance, I've spoken about that I have the mother archetype, which I know I shook up quite a lot unwillingly, but I did when I had to separate from my children in their last teenage years. That was quite momentous for me. So I'm wondering, number one, a little more about this archetype, what might be still standing my way, because I didn't think there was, but maybe it is, and also what directions then, I mean, I don't know if you can give personal information, but what directions would you see as far as, going? There's so many possibilities.
We will answer the second question here, and then Shoshana can work more with the archetypes here as she introduced that more fully within the advance that you had here. So for you, we cannot go into personal guidance here because that must come from within you, and you are in the process of following that inner guidance, and it will take you as you need to go here. But it may not be what you are thinking in terms of what your mind, your brain is telling you to do. It will take you where your heart, your high heart is leading you here, if you listen to it. And we know at this point that you are more and more beginning to do that, beginning to listen to that whisper, that wee whisper within you. And that will guide you. And it will guide you in a way that will be not necessarily easy, but it will guide you in a way that feels right as you are moving through it. We cannot say much more on that at this point. Perhaps Shoshana can give more personal direction here, but in any state we will ask her to answer that first part of the question in terms of archetype here.
Thank you.
We can share. Do you wish us to share, dear sister?
Yes,
dear
please.
Sister, the archetype mother is a divine archetype. It is a high resonance, high vibration archetype. It is one that is given to those that are willing to open their heart to all that they receive, you see. All that they receive that they may think is negative, and all that is positive, you see. It is a transformational archetype that transforms darkness into light through grace, through giving, through compassion, through understanding, you see. It is a high vibrational archetype. What the challenge is here in this third dimensional realm is that this archetype that has been given to those with the most open hearts has been modified for the third dimension. And as these archetypes are modified through the human consciousness, they become not what they originally were intended for in terms of divine consciousness. So the goal must be to rise above that and to seek the divine archetype and all of its attributes by letting go of the 3D characteristics of this archetype. It is complicated, you see. But it has been bestowed, this archetype has been bestowed on the most open and the most divine potential, you see. That is what we can give. Namaste.
Wow, thank you. If Joanna wants to share that archetype book with me still, I'm up for that.
We will ask to communicate with you, dear sister. Namaste.
Thank you.
Very good. Are there any further questions here before we leave now?
I have a question.
Yes.
Hello, sending lots of love. We have heard of a recent operation by the light forces where they took some of the worst of the cabal down to Antarctica, and they gave them an ultimatum whether they turn to the light or they can be removed through the portals someplace else. Is there any truth in this? I'm not going to name names, but I'm just wondering if this operation, there's some truth to this operation.
We will tell you that there are indeed many operations that are in effect at this point. Many that are, again, behind the scenes, not for the general public, but for those that have eyes to see and ears to hear, such as yourself and those of you on these calls. Yes, this is definitely happening in that area as well as others as well. Many are being what you call rounded up and brought to justice. Some will find justice within the criminal courts here, and others will find justice within the military courts, and others will find justice when they leave this realm and find that beyond this realm, we will just say here. We think you understand what we are saying. Perhaps, Shoshana, can you give...
We will share. May we share,
Yes.
dear sister?
Yes, please.
Sister, we are aware of what you speak of, and we will unequivocally say that this is true, that what you have understood, what you have perhaps found, this information, it is true, and we will say that this place on Earth, this Antarctica, is so far removed from most civilizations and is so private that those galactics who have come to negotiate with these evil ones have found that this area is completely open to negotiation because the vibration is so high. And these evil ones will capitulate. However, there is much negotiation going on because with the evil ones, they wish to win. So they will continue to negotiate. But we will tell you that the light has won, and it will just be, we cannot say the time, but soon that this will be over. And you will see miraculous things happening here. Namaste.
Yes, we will add here that negotiations are nearly over. They're almost to the point enough is enough. But it is still ongoing at this point in various, again, places throughout the planet here.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Take one more question if there is one. Otherwise, we release channel.
I have a quick question, if I might. I did
Yes.
ask you a question before. I'm asking for my fur baby. He is not handling this energy well. He's totally, he's a Malinois, and a work dog, and he's home from work because my husband's injured, and he doesn't know what to do with himself. Literally, back and forth, back and forth. Do you have any suggestion I can do to help this dog deal with this energy?
We will share.
Yes, please, Shoshana.
We will share, dear one.
Great.
Dear
Thank
one, this one that you are in the care, that has been given your care, that is in your care, wishes to expend excess energy, you see.
Yes.
This one cannot sit still.
I
This
know.
one cannot be within the confines of a home. So you must do two things. You must allow this beautiful animal to run. You must find a place for him to run, to expend the energy, to run, to play. And this is not only a walk, taking this one for a walk. This one must be able to run. Does this make sense, dear sister?
Absolutely. Because my husband's injured, I don't really have a way to do that with him.
Dear one, is there not a park? Is there not a ball field? Is there not somewhere that is fenced in that this one can run?
Yeah, we can try that. It's just what my husband's not supposed to leave the house. It's just complicated, but he's going to have to. All right, I just thought if there was some crystals or any way I can help him in the house with my,
He must be outside. This one must be outside.
He's got it. Okay.
Namaste.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you. I kind of knew this myself. He's a doll. He's an angel. Thank you.
Namaste.
Very good. Then we are ready to release channel. Shoshana, do you have the parting message?
The only message that we wish to give is that all is well. When the being releases the illusion, completely releases the chaos of the illusion, they will find the perfection on the planet. Namaste.
And we will just simply say, get ready, because things are going to very much begin to heat up in your next year coming. But we will give more about this on your New Year's Eve time here. Shanti, peace be with you. Be the one.
Can I speak to Drusilla for a second about her dog?
Oh my goodness,